A plant-forward diet emphasizes the consumption of predominantly plant-based foods while allowing for flexibility and the occasional inclusion of animal products. It places a strong emphasis on plant foods such as fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds as the foundation of a healthy diet. And the rationale behind following a plant forward diet is not just about health, although that is a major benefit. This approach supports fat loss, especially visceral fat, improves overall metabolic health, and also satisfies the desire many people have to reduce the environmental impact of their food choices. More importantly, this way of eating helps you step away from rigidity. It frees you from having to label yourself as vegan, paleo, keto, or any other dietary identity. Attaching labels to food creates stress. It turns eating into a rule book rather than a nourishing experience. And over time, that stress takes the joy out of food and the process of living a healthy life. Now, I believe deeply in flexibility, but flexibility needs to exist within a framework, boundaries. So, a plant forward or flexitarian approach is not a restrictive label. The word flexitarian itself signifies freedom, but freedom within boundaries. So in today's video, I'll briefly walk you through 3 core aspects of a plant-forward diet. And if by the end you feel a sense of relief, excitement, or even liberation from the dietary labels you have been carrying, then there's a good chance this approach is exactly what you have been looking for. So let's get into it. The first core aspect of a plant-forward diet is abundance of plant-based foods. If we were to talk in numbers, I would recommend that at least 80% of your total calorie intake comes from plant foods. Foods such as millets, oats, fresh organic fruits and vegetables, legumes, nuts, seeds, and healthy oils should form the majority of your meals. This ensures a high intake of micronutrients and dietary fiber, 2 things that most people are severely deficient in today's time. Most individuals consume no more than 10 to 12 grams of fiber per day, and then they wonder why their gut health is compromised. Similarly, people often meet their calorie needs but fall short on essential vitamins and minerals and then feel fatigued, lack of energy despite getting enough sleep. Micronutrients, fiber, and probiotics are found abundantly in whole plant foods. And when designed well, a plant-forward diet is rich in flavor, texture, and variety. So the second core aspect is choosing whole and unprocessed foods over processed foods. It's important to understand that simply eating plant-based is not enough. I know many vegetarians and vegans whose diet, when you look closely, are heavily processed and nutritionally poor. Foods like sugary snacks, refined grains, and ultra-processed plant-based foods comprises most of the calories. But a healthy plant-forward diet approach emphasizes food in its closest to nature form. Simple swaps make a huge difference. For example, steel-cut oats or oat groats instead of instant oats, millet roti instead of maida or wheat roti, plain nuts instead of salted ones. So these small choices compound over time. And the third core aspect is flexibility. Depending on your level of plant forwardness, it is absolutely okay to include a percentage of calories from animal-based foods. In fact, next week I'll be discussing 5 different levels of plant forwardness in detail. For example, if someone currently eats animal foods in almost every meal but wants to move towards a more plant-centered diet, the transition needs to be gradual and realistic because change happens in stages, not overnight. If you don't want to give up eggs, honey, milk products, or the occasional serving of chicken or mutton, this flexible approach is ideal for you. What's even more remarkable is that a well-designed plant-forward diet also happens to be one of the most alkaline diets you can follow. Now, last week I spoke in detail about the alkaline diet and shared a comprehensive acid alkaline chart that I teach inside the Holistic Nutrition Coach certification. In essence, this chart explains that every food you eat, every breath you take, every thought you think, every emotion you feel contributes to either an acidic or alkaline load on your system. Nutrition is not just limited to food alone. Just as junk food can increase the acidic load in your body, chronic stress and negative thought patterns can trigger inflammation, which is acidic in nature. A plant forward diet comprised mainly of whole, unprocessed plant foods with the flexibility to include some animal foods naturally supports an alkaline internal environment. And this makes it one of the most powerful dietary approaches for long term health. If you're still with me, it means that you're serious about wellness, holistic nutrition, and integrative health. So I want to share something special with you. This is the Elemental Organ Balance System, or the EOB system for short. It's my master framework that blends ancient Eastern wisdom with modern Western science. It uses tools like the five elements, the doshas, and the acid alkaline spectrum to help you truly understand your body and support healing at the root level. If you like the full EOB guide, simply comment EOB below and I will send the complete PDF to you. Thank you for your time. I'm Akash. Namaste.